Have you ever, you know, like thought about what's really out there, what's really out beyond from what we can see and what we know? Have you guys ever thought about life and death and what it really is? Because really all there is existence. Because look, check this out. Try to do this. Try to think about if there was never anything ever. Try to think about that. Basically, try to not think about anything. Try to think if there was never nothing. It wouldn't be, right? It wouldn't be, because you're still thinking. So you're either going to get a black space or a white space or whatever color would have you if you're thinking about nothing. If you get that space, no matter what color it is, that's still thinking. That's still thinking something is there. So that means existence doesn't necessarily have we say energy, but necessarily existence doesn't have a beginning or an end. Anyway, let's get into the show. What's up, everybody? Thank you all for tuning in to another episode of DDM TV with your big homie Dice. And on your way in the building, man, please hit that like button, tap that subscribe. And if you're brand new to the channel, make sure you hit that notification bell so that you can stay notified on every time we drop new content. Now, we had a live earlier today. I told you guys I was going to bring you an interview that actually comes from Project Blue Book from back in the 60s. And if you peep some of the stuff that this so-called alien is saying, now, mind you, y'all have to be open-minded to shit like this. When you watch shit like this, you have to be open-minded to it, because this gonna flip your wig if you haven't already seen it before. You understand? And some of the timelines, you know what I'm saying, how he says, we'll start ending this world by nuclear holocaust in a half a century. From the time that this interview took place, a half a century would be about what's going on now, today. You understand what I'm saying? So if that's not the type of stuff that you're into, if that's the type of stuff that may scare you, I advise you to step out now, because we don't got time for anybody up in here talking about, oh, that's fake, man, they did this and that, man, whatever. That's why you guys will never know the truth, because most of the truth seekers that claim to be truth seekers, they really don't want truth. You know what I'm saying? They're actually scared of truth. Think about everybody that goes chasing UFOs or ghosts and stuff like that. Just think about it. every time you get these ghost hunters, they go into these places, right? They go into these places, and then as soon as they hear any activity, we never get anything because they run out because they're scared. But they're chasing it. People that chase UFOs and end up with alien contact, they're frightened. But why do we go looking for it? Because we're curious. So when you see certain things, stop discounting it all the time. Not everything's a fucking prank. Sometimes the truth is right there in plain sight, but we have been conditioned down to not believe what they deem to be the conspiracy theory, because the government can tell you all day, oh man, these people are crazy. That's it's conspiracy theory. And everybody will be like, man, yeah, I don't sign up for that conspiracy stuff, man. Them niggas is stupid. But now all of a sudden they're about to disclose, disclose, that there's other life form. If they give us that, because they are going to give us the fact that there are UFOs that are in these sightings, validating that some of this stuff that we've seen where they've called people crazy, ruined people's lives and stuff like that. That type of this type of stuff was actually true. Is that what you guys are saying? Because a lot of us believed it was true from the jump. A lot of us been into it. But, we can't just take that anywhere, because then everybody start deeming us as some crazy motherfuckers. But we're going to get a little intergalactical tonight. You understand what I'm saying? In what I have for you guys, this is the interview with the so-called, what we would call the gray that was a part of Project Blue Book. You know what I'm saying? But when you guys find out that it's not necessarily extraterrestrial from another planet, they're actually from Earth. They're actually supposed to be what we evolved into. That's why if you look down, you see the title, it says Evolutionary Descendant. Not our spawn. We're not their what would you call it? Their forefathers, or nothing like that. But it's a whole entirely different species made from us, mixed with radiation type shit. You get what I'm saying? Like, you really have to understand it on another level. And this shit tripped me out, because this is shit that I've been waiting for. But I know everybody's going to say, oh man, they can do a lot with all this stuff and the photoshopping and all that. Yeah, okay. I'm going based off the interview. And if somebody took time to do that shit, to put that all together, well, then that motherfucker needs to be making film for real. Because he's good. You understand what I'm saying? So, when you watch this, please pay attention. And please try to understand it on another level, because this isn't one of those, like, motherfuckers that just, long-winded ass people that just talk, or alien or whatever. Even the guy is trying to be sarcastic in ways, and the alien figure doesn't even take notice to it. Everything is straight, direct, simple answers, everything. I'm telling you, watch, check what I'm saying. So we're gonna jump into this, man, and I hope y'all don't get pissed off. I hope y'all don't think a nigga weird or nothing, because this the shit I've been into up again, which I don't know if they're going to let me get away with this, but we going to try it. So without further ado, let's check it out.
Okay, we're recording. Statement of origin. Okay, yesterday you told us you traveled, and I quote, thousands of light years to get here. Yes. Tell us the truth, or the word, or another reader. It is truth. I thought about from your future. To travel in time, is to travel in space. Also special to us.
Look, check it out. Now, mind you, the reason why, before you ask anything, because he will ask that in this, the reason why the thing is speaking English to the person is through adaptation. You know what I'm saying? So basically, they could pick up our language, pick all that type of shit up real quick, just to communicate with us, because these type of beings, after like nuclear holocaust and shit like that and radiation, these type of beings have to evolve, because that's one thing that is true: evolution. You understand what I'm saying? Just like photosynthesis, that shit's real. So when you have radiation mixed with evolution, you never know what may turn out, because you see when people even live by power lines and shit, how these motherfuckers start looking deformed. You know, things start happening. So not necessarily that radiation will kill all people, but it will tend to evolve into something else. You can see animals that have been messed up by radiation. They end up with two-headed fish and, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So these beings, you know, evolved, you know, they get these big heads. They start being more telekinetic. That's what I'm saying. Like, the truth is, this type of shit would be truth. Not the fact that, oh, they live on Asgard where Thor lives and they just be popping in and, you know what I'm saying, on flying saucers and shit. I really believe that the extraterrestrial that we think of, the way we think, is here on Earth, is actually from here.
So I take it aliens took over our future, right? So you're human.
Look, you see how he denounced alien? You know what I mean? So he says aliens are gonna take over our future. He said no. So you're human then. He didn't say no, he's not human. He said evolutionary descendant. Peep gang.
So you evolved from us. So what are you doing here now?
Not they came from us, they evolved from us. Know the difference.
How?
Listen to that. Y'all, like, every little piece is real vital. When he says he's just here observing, that's kind of what it seems like they do already, right? You know, if people catch sightings of UFOs and stuff, and trust me, I've seen these sightings before, especially living in Phoenix, Colorado, New Mexico, and Nevada. I lived in all of them. The Four Corners is a fucking hot spot. Trust me when I tell you. So when he's talking about, you know what I'm saying, I'm observing, that, you know, that rings kind of true. And what he's observing is what took place, because when I told you guys earlier, if anybody's gonna do any time travel, it would be time traveling through alternate universes, not time traveling back to 1963 October 25th, because our time don't necessarily exist. Everything on Earth is made up of a man construct. We do not follow the stars. We do not follow what I guess what real evolution is. We started making our own destiny, another way, basically playing God, I guess. You understand what I'm saying? But trust me, he gonna let us know about ourselves in here. But see, he's not here to interfere or anything like that. You understand what I'm saying? Now, he might be from our future, but I can't even explain it. It's not on the level of time like 2 o'clock tomorrow. It's not on that. It's more on the space-time continuum, jumping alternate universes.
Okay, so how about we concentrate on your time?
You know what, let me do something.
Try me.
My bad.
Wait, so you know the meaning of life? What's the difference?
Listen to that. Meaning is something that's ascribed. Nature is the objective reality. Like, he's gonna bring out the fact that He's gonna bring out the fact that, damn, what the fuck was I gonna say? I got stuck. I got stuck for a minute right there, but I'll get back to it.
What's the difference?
But he will let you know that meaning is a human construct. We make meaning. We give things meaning when meaning really doesn't even exist. Like we always talk about living in nature. Like we always talk about living in nature. If you guys truly want to live in nature, take meaning away from it and just be one with nature. Y'all don't get that. That's why I say, if anybody's pranking, this dude is speaking. He's literally answering questions that we have, questions that you don't even know you have. You know, now you guys could take it for what it is. I don't discount anything in this world. Because if you could believe in a God, if you could believe in a heavenly Father, or you could believe, and if you believe in the heavenly Father, you have to believe that there's a devil. You understand what I'm saying? So if that's the highest a high and the lowest a low, why couldn't anything else in between that exist? Especially for religious people. I'm talking ghost the whole nine. You understand what I'm saying? You deny everything else, but somebody told you that there was a God. Somebody even told you that Jesus was white. They also told you, black ass that's here, that you come from Africa, but you can't find an African that resemble you. But you can find other people here from other races that resemble you. White people, Mexicans, and all that resemble your black ass. So you tell me where you're from. If you look in Africa and you can't find nobody that resembles you. Except for skin color. Hell, the Indians over in India got darker skin than us. Some of them same complexion as us. But we don't say they us. We ain't say, oh, we Indian American. We haven't done none of that. You niggas don't get it. Y'all don't get it. And that's why shit come back and observe. Shit comes back and observe our destruction, our demise. Aren't we to the point right now where we're at war right now? People don't even know that because everybody's stuck. They gave us distractions. This war was not supposed to be, in the public. Remember, the revolution will not be televised. Come on, man. We can't still keep being this dumb. And I'm a very smart brother. And I don't take this shit right here as no prank, the movement of this motherfucking thing or anything. Because it's already been proven, but of course they didn't admit to it, that we've always had some type of alien or something down in Area 51. Even when they moved the motherfucker from place to place. You understand what I'm saying? But that gave people like, UFO junkies and stuff like that. That was content. Before the internet. That was their content. It was big money. UFO sightings and shit like that. That was media. But as soon as you get something, why you think everybody's scared to say something? Because when they give it to you, they're going to give it to you like this. They are unidentified objects. We can say that. Well, Ray walking down the street in the dark with a black hoodie on and I can't see his face. All I can see is a silhouette is a UFO also. Because I don't know who it is. It's an unidentified object. Oh, my bad. Now I can identify that that's a human walking. So I guess it's not a UFO anymore. But they're going to give it to you like they're just as surprised as you. When that's bullshit. Our world has been intergalactic forever, but it's about controlling this motherfucker. That's why they take all your histories away, and especially ours. Especially ours, because I think we are a prime connection to a lot of shit. And they don't want to let us know ourselves, but it's a lot of us out here that's shooting these arrows in your direction just to let you know who the fuck you are. Because before you could sit out here all day and preach this and that about UFOs or about this black person and this history and all that shit. But how in the fuck do you know it's real? How in the hell do you know it's fact? Because you read it and you've been studying it all your life? Or were you there? Was you running around with Booker T. Washington? Was you running around with Malcolm? You know what I'm saying? Shaka Zulu, any of that. Motherfucker give you any story. Because the only way you learn out here is learning by the tools that they gave you to learn. So what type of sense does that make? What type of sense does that make for you to just believe everything? You know, even the language we use, you know, there's some things we can't debunk and shit because it's not even in our fucking language. You can't speak on certain things, like a lot of this intergalactic shit. That's basically what he's saying. Like you humans don't get it. Peep game.
How the universe is created. So you think God?
Listen to that.
So you know how the universe is created. So you think God?
You know how the universe was created. He asked him, so you seen God? Listen to what he says. Aren't we already evolving past the need for religion? I mean, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but religions and stuff like that, that's a cult construct. Y'all get that, don't you? Not saying you shouldn't believe in whatever you believe in. I'm just saying find out what you really believing in. So most of y'all don't even understand, like, you know, Jesus' name wasn't Jesus. It was Yahshua. And the equivalent of that today would be Joshua, which was actually a very common name. It's still a common name today. How many people you know named Josh? You don't understand what I'm saying? This dude, this what we would think is an alien, but is actually us. We're the alien. And I think our government knew all this shit. They got the contact with this because they're way more advanced than us, and they keep this shit away from us because one of these things may potentially tell us something. Come on, if this is something that evolves from us, you think they want us to know that? Y'all think they would want us to know that shit? They lock motherfuckers down in Guantanamo Bay for terrorist shit. You think this motherfucker's going anywhere once they got him? No, but he just said we have evolved past superstitions and the need for God or other myths.
Okay, illuminate us. What happens when we die?
Listen. Remember when I told y'all, people say we live to die. We're not a species that was supposed to die. Things aren't necessarily supposed to experience death. That's why you're supposed to live by nature. That's why you're supposed to be one with it. You understand what I'm saying? Think about turtles. Turtles live to be old. A lot of animals live to be hella old, but they also stick to their diets. They're on a program. We stepped off the program. We start killing for financial gain, and they start putting all type of shit and steroids and pesticides and shit all in our food and start aging us, killing us. How we sit here and read Bibles and stuff where it say people was 200-300 years old. Niggas out here dying at 50. That's a baby. 72, 83 years old. That's supposed to be still a baby. Logically speaking. Compared to the age of Paul and all them, the religions you guys subscribe to. Come on, man. Y'all got to think. If something don't make sense, that's exactly what it is. Something that don't make sense. My bad. I missed what he said right there. Hold on. Okay, we covered that. I'm glad they had the subtitles because you can actually hear what he's saying and it sounds like he's saying what we're reading. Because if the subtitles wasn't here, you have some motherfucking here talking about, yeah, man, that's bullshit. You couldn't even make that out.
What happens when we die?
Death is a human construct that does not exist. You know why it doesn't exist? Because how can we say people die if energy don't die? We'll say people die, but then we'll say energy don't die. Come on, man. People got to watch what they say, watch what they listen to. Because just because things sound similar doesn't mean they're similar. There, and there all mean something different. But they all sound the same, right? They all mean something different. 2, 2, and 2 is all different also. Listen to that. How like people in nature, you know what I mean, that live by nature, and I ain't talking about Nature Boy's punk ass. I mean, he's using Nature Boy, using nature and all that shit and all them teachings and shit for financial gain. You know what I mean? But a lot of us know this shit. Basically, what he's explaining to you guys is how we supposed to live by nature. Look how he say we all, you know, you've experienced every corner of life. Me, you, him. Basically, we are each other. We are instances of the same life. Listen to that. We are instances of the same life, but we are separated from them by what we call death, what we subscribe to as death.
Okay, so let me get this straight. There's no death, and we all experience each other's lives, right? Okay, so how was the universe created, and why is it so perfectly made for us?
Look, virtually all universes do not, you know, have the compounds and stuff to sustain life as we know it, though, is what he's saying. Because we only know life as being able to breathe and a heartbeat. We really don't know shit. There could be other forms of living that we don't understand, that we truly don't understand. Because all we know is what we know. I mean, I know it's hard to fathom that and shit like that, because when you think of living, all you could think of is what we know. See where we stuck? Oh, man, I can't wait to really dive into this shit. Queen's Throne need to get on this type of shit too, man. I know you go in on this shit. And they about to open it right up and shit, because they about to give. And the reason why I'm doing this is because they're about to disclose some bullshit. Yeah, disclosure nonetheless. But, I mean, a lot of people been deemed crazy and all that, been ran up out of neighborhoods, been beat up and all that shit because you motherfuckers deemed them as crazy for putting shit out like this. Y'all have even killed motherfuckers for this. Now it's about to be okay. Now they about to say, oh, yeah, they are unidentified objects. We just don't know what they are either. Quit lying. So here we go with another tactic of fear. Y'all don't understand what we're going through, coronavirus, all this shit. All of it is a fear tactic. And then watch how everybody discount disclosure. Because what they getting you ready for is they are going to end up staging some type of alien shit for fear. But the disclosure is going to be true. Those are things from that we don't know what they are, but they could be anything. Like I said, Leroy walking in the dark with all black on could be an unidentified object until I see a silhouette and see a human. So they're going to feed y'all some bullshit, and it's going to be a fear tactic for them to stage something later for the greater fear. But this dude right here basically telling us what it come from. And yes, I can call him that dude instead of an alien because he says he is the evolutionary descendant. He said he's not an alien. He's human. But an evolutionary descendant of what we are after nuclear holocaust and radiation. What we evolved to. And even what we evolved to no more than us.
Moving on. Okay, so why do we destroy ourselves with nuclear war?
Dogma.
Be more specific, please.
Listen. Political and religious dogma. Isn't that the power constructs right now? Ain't that what we going through, dealing with a whole lot of, religious bullshit going on and a lot of political bullshit going on? Because that's truly what's behind the fucking buttons of this war that just started and people don't even know is already going on. So when it really break loose, everybody gonna be like, oh shit, World War III is popping off. Nigga, World War III popped. That shit started a few years back. Y'all just wasn't paying attention. It just ain't out there like, it's not as big as it's gonna be. Y'all gotta understand how wars play out. You understand that? By the time we hear about a war has already been in action for a few years. When we heard about Desert Storm, they, because they try to keep wars on the hush. Because it's a lot of how you say it, like philanthropy or whatever. It's a lot of hustling and a lot of janky ass shit. Let's go layman's terms with it. A lot of hustling, a lot of janky ass shit, a lot of murders and shit. And the fucked up thing is there's rules to war. But they try to keep that shit on the hush because they gotta will and deal and, money gotta exchange hands and mercenaries gotta get taken care of and all this type of other espionage type shit. So then by the time we hear about the war, everything's in the clear. Everything's in the clear. Okay, we're at war. 3 years after we done, done everything possible that we're not supposed to do when we first got there. Reason why you don't hear about that shit is because even your military family ain't supposed to tell you about a lot of shit. Oh yeah, there's all kind of NDAs and all that shit in the military. And even your own fucking brother most likely won't tell you. And then they sell you on that shit, like, you know what I'm saying? On the honor and loving your country and shit. And I love people that serve the country. We do what we gotta do. You know what I'm saying? No shot at them. I take a shot at the bosses, just like I take a shot at the government. It's my government, right? I take a shot at them motherfuckers. Cause I know what's dirt and what ain't. Now let's continue. And that's what we subscribe to. Religion and politics. And did you hear what he did you hear what he said? That's the shit that's gonna kill us. That's what's gonna kill us. Listen. It's the major conflict of our species.
Okay, one last thing. What about morality? What are you basing your morality on? I see.
What do you say? I didn't catch that. Compassion and evidence.
I see. Okay, that's it. Thank you.
Yeah, this clip is a beast. A lot of people didn't understand it when it first came out. A lot of people didn't understand this clip. It was over people's head, man.
Because you should be. Okay, so you say you're from the future.
Like, don't think that this like they got this thing just sitting down like it just wanted to have tea and crumpets and start snitching on everything that's going on. No, this is a motherfucker that was captured, that was here supposedly observing and have been here ever since. Y'all don't get it. This is not no fucking day in the sun right here. This is a torture chamber they got him in. They man, trust me. They have him fully restrained. Watch what I tell you. Watch they torture tactics and shit.
Descendant of humans. You also say you're a different species. So, which one is it? Are you a descendant of humans or not?
You can oh damn, I can't even put my email in there right now. But if you hold on. I don't want to miss none of that. But if you check in my description, I usually have everything in there, my emails, or you can hit me on IG, and I'll put the email over there on IG at DYSE TV. But shit, anything y'all got that has to do with all this shit, man, send that shit. And I think my email's in the description box. I'm pretty sure it is. But yeah, send them clips, y'all. And y'all know I'll tear that shit up. I'll review that shit, dissect that shit, and come in, and they'll be on the DYSE up on the late night DYSE. I gotta stop doing these late nights, but hey, once we get back into this, we'll start busting out a few lives and a few uploads and shit daily and shit. Yeah, they abused him.
Then how do you English? Answer me. If you don't answer...
Look, in the demeanor of the evolutionary descendant, the demeanor of him is, the way I take it is, he's like, oh, man, what the fuck? Like this is what we come from? Because the way he's thinking about it, it should be very simple, straight to the point answers. You asked the question, I gave you the answer. And humans have a way of asking the same question over and over in different ways. But see, this descendant wouldn't necessarily comprehend that coming from where he say he come from. Even though where he come from is still Earth. You know what I'm saying? And it's from what would be deemed as our future. But it's not a time machine like you see on fucking the Jetsons or some shit. Like I'll do a video where I break all that shit down and tell you guys about how the space-time continuum works and how the infinite dimensions work. Because a lot of people think you go through a alternate dimension and shit, you can go through there and see yourself in an alternate dimension. That's not how that works. There's alternate dimensions with other life form, point blank. You understand what I'm saying? There might be Craigs and Tyrones over there, but not your Craigs and Tyrones. You ain't gonna go over there and be able to look at yourself. It's not how that works. You understand what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot to this shit that we don't know. We are literally illiterate. We're smart to the things that we've been taught, the tools that have been given to us under the grounds of control. That's education on Earth. But when it comes to, you know, the universe, we are very illiterate. Shit, we don't even know our own goddamn ocean. We looking up in the sky for aliens coming out of our water. Opening up vessels, you know what I'm saying, big ass holes in the water and flying up in orbs. You just never fucking know.
Minister another radioscope, homie, until your system collapses. Do you understand?
What up, Kato? Salute. Thanks for checking us out.
Now, how do you speak English? This is essential to understanding just picked up English, just like that. Because you're so smart, right?
Listen how he being sarcastic. Look, and when he answered, he's answering direct because he thinks that the human is asking a regular question. Now, he understands our language. He doesn't understand our gestures, our sarcasm, shit like that. That's like how the Terminator learned the language. Those robots learn the language. A robot can learn your language and learn things about humans, but they can never really understand or feel how our compassion is because they don't have that. That's almost like this thing right here. He doesn't understand. That dude was being a smartass right there. And he answered him straight up. Relatively, yes, like on some science shit, like some educated shit. That's how he's answering them. But you could tell back then, maybe then, they didn't know what they was dealing with. Because they was here to question him now. And look how they're questioning him. They don't know what the fuck to ask him. And he's giving direct answers. But he doesn't catch their sarcasm. Peep gang. And he answers them direct. Because you're so smart.
So, you said you know the origin of the universe, but you did not...
But he do got one emotion. The motherfucker looks bored as hell, doesn't he? Look bored with this motherfucker.
...provide an explanation. So I ask you again, how was the universe
Exactly.
created?
Autistic children are the same way. Autistic children don't necessarily understand your sarcasm and shit. They don't get it like that. Look what he told him, and he ain't trying to clown. He don't know what clowning is. Watch.
Again, how was the universe created?
Listen. You are not capable of comprehending or accepting. And the way he got that did not say he seems bothered. Like damn, these some dumbass humans. Like this motherfucker can't be this stupid type shit if I'm putting it in layman human terms. You understand? You understand what I'm saying? So he tells him you are not capable of comprehending or accepting. He can tell that off rip. But neither is the human kind, and that's something he may have learned during his observations. I'm gonna have to look up his Instagram and try to, pick his brain and see some of the things he's learned along his travels. And we can't comprehend or accept. And that's the problem. That's why all you motherfuckers out here that try to find the truth, you got to get away from this human construct and think outside the box, just like anybody that's in religion. The way you understand true religion is to understand every religion, understand other people's religion. You're going to understand religion, you got to understand things as a whole. You're going to understand your black culture, your Puerto Rican culture, anything like that. You need to understand that as a whole. Don't just find part of your family tree, find your whole family tree. Nigga, Big Daddy Kane told you guys a while back, ain't no half stepping. You either do it all or you don't do it at all. It's point blank. So, in order for us to get truth, we got to understand that we got to really open up our mind. Like really, really think outside the box, not just say it. Because all we do is a lot of saying, but we some dumbass creatures. We some dumbass Homo sapiens. Real shit. We just think we know something, but we don't, because even the science in this world don't understand shit like this still today. We're still pushing thrusters and shit and tearing up the ozone layer and shit like that with rockets to get out of the firmament. That has an entry, you know what I mean? Has an exit and a re-entry. And when something's re-entering Earth, Don't it turn into a big ass fireball and shit like that? Send something up that motherfucker. I bet you it hit something hard. You can't just get through that. For you flat earthers, there you go, Jim. You know what I mean? Because I believe in both. I believe there's a globe. I believe there's a flat earth. I don't discount none of it. And you can't say, oh, well, if you believe it's a globe, how you believe flat earth? I'm open-minded to it all. That's my point. I'm open-minded to it all. I'm not. Now, we live by the law, innocent till proven guilty, which that never works. And we get mad at judges because it doesn't work. But when we hear about aliens and UFOs and shit, we just automatically discount it as lies until somebody can actually prove that it's true. But when they give you video and shit, oh man, it's Photoshop. Y'all niggas was saying niggas was Photoshopping videos and shit before Photoshop existed. Now, one thing I will give you is nobody never gets a good picture. But if I hadn't seen them for myself, I probably wouldn't be where I am today. But I have had the opportunity to see them. Hell, I got pictures that I took on road trips where you see the fucking little orbs and shit. A lot of people in this chat right now, a lot of people on YouTube, ask anybody. You seen any weird shit? You know anybody got any proof? Everybody got a story. So this shit been around. They've been observing. Just this waterhead motherfucker right here fucked around, and this might be the one that crashed his ship in Roswell and fucked around and got caught. Learned our language and fucked around and drunk some of our motherfucking grandpa's cough medicine. Leave that tequila alone. No, I'm just joshing, man. I'm joshing. I'm just joking.
Answer the question.
Facts, Virgo.
Really?
The universe was not created.
Something out of nothing.
Look, and he answers them, but you can't create. Look, I lost my damn wording right there.
Really? But you can't create.
Look, but you can't create something out of nothing, and the descendant is gonna agree with him.
Something out of nothing.
But watch how he hit him. Watch how he hit him, though.
Only a creator can make something from nothing. Wait, you just contradicted yourself.
Look, you just contradicted yourself. When this thing can't contradict itself, it doesn't understand contradiction. So in other words, the human mind thinking we're always right, he basically contradicted himself by not understanding. The open mind isn't there, y'all. And that's what I'm trying to get everybody to get to so we can really dive into this shit. You hear that? Remember I just told you guys to think if there was never anything, never nothing. You know why you can't think about nothing? Because nothing doesn't really exist. You're already thinking about nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like he says, by definition, nothing doesn't exist. I'm gonna let him explain it though.
You just contradicted yourself.
Existence, baby. I said this earlier. If nothing cannot exist, if you can never think about nothing, that means nothing does not exist. Only thing that exists is existence. Do y'all get that, or is that over your head? Existence is the key. Don't let people try to play you on, oh, this is just a virtual world that you see it through your eyes. No, things exist. You exist. You are a part of existence. The reason why energy doesn't die, doesn't go anywhere is because it's existence. Am I talking too fast, or is everybody listening too slow? Come on, man. This is the reason why I speak and I got the common sense that I have is because I was into this shit. I was into what they deem conspiracy. I was into following the truth, and that shit helped me open my mind to think way outside the box, to the point where I look at everybody on YouTube and sometimes I'll be like, what the fuck? But I got to remember that not everybody's wide open like that. We got to get them there. There's a few of y'all that actually dab in that area, you know what I'm saying, with your brain. Opening up doors and chambers that you never opened before. You got to get turned out. That's what I was. If I ever been turned out in my life, I was turned out by conspiracy. But I didn't do it like everybody else. Oh, look, we got aliens and shit. No, I really sat back and learned. I really sat back and paid attention and understood certain things. Nigga, I learned binary code just from doing this. Man, learned how to understand the language of it. Y'all don't get it. Oh, we going intergalactic for the summer, baby. What is left is existence. Look, doesn't it sound like something? Doesn't it sound like he's talking about something we always use? Energy? Nah, baby. Existence. And I can already tell by the way he's using existence, we don't understand it by definition. He's basically telling us the way that we use words and the way that we think things are by definition are just not fact. So who was ever speaking fact on earth? We don't know shit. We just talking. Nobody's really saying anything. Even the English language doesn't mean anything. Hell, your name isn't even a word. It's a sound that you make and people respond to. So basically you can tell somebody, what's your sound? Motherfucker be like, dice. Because listen to it. Just take out knowing that it goes with somebody. DYSE. Just listen to it as a sound. Or listen to, or like let's use something that's simple like rob. You know, you throw the little but other than that, it's just rob. Hell, a dog can say that. You understand what I'm saying? Your name is not a word, it's a sound. When you start understanding things on a higher level, really learn what higher learning is. Forget paying attention to everything they put in your face to pay attention to, because we damn near debunked every bullshit lie there is and people still blinded. Even though they know the truth. They still blinded. You know why? Because it's better to be blinded and enjoy the fruits of the world than to live right. They'd rather take that instant gratification now, die off at about 70, 80 years old when they really supposed to be a baby. You're supposed to live to be 200-300 years old. He's basically telling you death doesn't exist by definition. Neither does nothing. Only existence. And when something is bad, when your car is old and getting dusty and shit, what do? You move your energetic ass to a new car. That's what your energy does. That's why it doesn't go anywhere. Your capsule might go somewhere. Your thoughts and your, you know what I'm saying, shit like that may go somewhere. That is reincarnation. That's the story they tried to sell on you with religion. If there's reincarnation, it's because energy transfers. Once this old beat up rag, once this deuce and a quarter is done, I'm about to go get me a Dodge Charger, is what the energy's saying. And energy got banging credit. You understand? Lifetime credit. You go somewhere. At least you think you do. The people we bury in the ground, the people we burn, and this thing try to take nothing from nobody, because my mom's, you know what I mean? We got my mama's ashes. And I cherish them things. It's the thought about it. But what we're carrying is not my mom's energy form at all. Because most likely my mom's energy form transformed to whoever just had a baby, you know what I'm saying? And a baby about 2-3 years old. You ever notice somebody dies or something when that happens? Because energy just seen a new car. Mama just became your daughter. You ever notice it even seemed like it after a while? After somebody passed, and all of a sudden your kids start even acting more like that person. Hey, that could just be me, but I'm just saying. Think outside the box, man. Everything is energy. Vibrations and sounds. Zeros and O's. 00110101010. Binary code.
Wait, but you said there's an origin to the universe.
Listen to that. He's telling y'all it has no end, no beginning. And therefore no creator.
Origin to the universe. There it is. I caught you in a lie.
Look how he sighs. He say, I caught you in a lie. Listen how he sighs. Like even the fucking Descendant is getting frustrated with humans. Shit, we get frustrated with humans daily.
Origin to the universe. There it is. I caught you in a lie.
Is infinitely a small part of existence. I missed something. Reading the chat, damn it.
I caught you in a lie.
You hear that? This universe is not existence. Look, you don't hear nothing else talk like this. You ain't heard nobody talk like this. Prank me ass. You know what I'm saying? We done seen so much in the world today. Now I don't give a fuck. Yeah, I've always believed that there was other life form, even if it's just right here on Earth. That there's other life form that we don't know about. There's things out there in the wilderness and shit we don't know about that they know about. You think they don't know who the fuck Sasquatch is or that type of species, but they're going to keep it contained. You ever notice you can't go certain places? Like I told y'all before, you never know. Over the ice wall in Antarctica, now, no matter which way you go, you're going to hit Antarctica, but that's only because you can't see it on a bigger scale. So therefore, you think it's just this little island of ice down there, and of course you're going to hit it because the globe is round, right? But if they got a big landmass that's flat Earth, everything would be round also. It would be in a circle with the big ice wall around us. And how do you explain flight pattern, sailing patterns? You can't just sail straight across the water. You can't just fly straight through the sky. You got to fly different places. You got to fly on a route. Even if you're taking, if it's a straight flight, they got to go so far out this way, a few knots, then turn and go all the way up this way for about 200 miles, then come all the way back down this way. Man, you just don't understand. You just don't understand. Good night, Juno. You understand what I'm saying? So you never know that maybe over those ice walls that we ain't never seen over or can get over, maybe there's other land masses. Maybe there's other land masses with other civilizations, and they probably selling the same dreams over there. And this is some factory type living, and there's probably different multiple land masses that we would necessarily call, you know, parallel universes and stuff, when it's really just over the ice wall. You could probably call them niggas if you had a number. You never know what's going on. And now is the time for everybody to open their mind, and y'all want to sit around bullshit beefing? That's how I know how stupid a lot of people is, because a lot of the people that's beefing, you could tell these niggas is doing shit that we did in the 90s. I'm like, did these motherfuckers really do that? Are y'all really acting? What the fuck? You guys are the millennials. Why are y'all wasting today? Because if I had all the shit that we got today back then, oh, we'd have been loose. We'd have been way further than we are now if we all had the shit that you guys have today back then.
Again,
you hear what he's saying? Like we're a small piece. Our galaxy, you know what I'm saying? We're not anything. We're not even 1%. Like, he's not saying we're not a part of existence. When he said this, you know what I'm saying, this galaxy is not existence, he's basically debunking religion, the Bible. Because that's what we base the Bible on. If we think God just created our galaxy and this is all it is, and only people are on Earth and shit like that, well, then we think very little of the person we call God, or the energy form source or whatever that we call God. Wouldn't God create everything? All universes, all parallel universes, all everything? No, y'all let it sell y'all on a story. Now, I don't mean to be harsh, but I gotta be real. And I was raised Christian. But it sells you on a story that there's nothing else outside of this. So are we in a factory or what? Are we in a factory or what? Or shouldn't the Bible say something about the, Nerubu, Nebula, and all type of shit, Asgard? Because I would think the story of God, especially when people, when we have that in it, how do we have that in the book? That this is what God did. Said, let there be light and all that type of stuff. Was you there? You damn stenographer or whatever, however you say that. Was anybody in there typing this stuff while it was happening before existence? And if there's something that's just willing and dealing and, oh, let there be light and give them water and beings like that, gods like that, that's giving it out like that, then that defeats energy. That don't make sense to me. Even in the Bible, it would have had to be multiple gods, and we're just in a jurisdiction thing. Because even in people's so-called religious Bibles, y'all got to pay attention to wordplay. It says God was a jealous God. It also mentions gods, plural. It says God was a jealous God. God is jealous of who? Who's the other people that he's jealous of? Who's the other gods? They tell y'all that so much in the Bible that there's more. But we always get sold on you don't put nothing before God. You got to praise God. Who is he trying to keep us away from? It's almost I'm not trying to clown religion. I'm not trying to clown religion. I'm just saying look at it on another scale. Pimps keep their hoes away from other pimps. Better not look up. You better walk with your face down. Now, I'm not trying to diss any higher energy form, but I'm trying to diss the faulty government that spin us in circles, rock-a-bye baby to sleep. The stories don't fit. It's not logical. You give us a story about the first people on Earth. Okay, well, from what I know, from the first people on Earth, they had 3 sons. So who was they fucking to populate the world? Nah, that ain't how it went down. The world didn't populate one person at a time. That's not how it went. I can't explain to you how it went, but I know deep inside, you know what I mean, what I feel was written on me, I feel that that's not true. And I've always led myself by that. Exactly, Queen Strong, The Truman Show. I've always led, y'all better pay attention to that movie with Jim Carrey, The Truman Show. Think on it on that level. That movie helped me too. Think on some other shit. But everything that I've always put my mind to and thought was different, it never steered me wrong. I'm not a stupid brother. I'm far from that.
The universe created so miraculously. This universe is a spontaneous event.
The universe is a spontaneous event and inevitable within the eternity of existence. You hear that? Every event can, will, and has happened. Almost like on some 6 degrees of separation type shit. Like we've all already done this. But y'all wouldn't understand it because you guys would understand time travel on a date and time type of traveling. That's not what it is. That's not what it is, because you notice he can't come back here and see, like he's not able to travel and see himself 3 days ago. When they travel back, you're not going to travel back to yourself. It's not that close in comparison. I think if there's any time travel, you travel back to an alternate universe, so to speak, or the parallel universe, not the alternate universe, but the parallel universe that's replaying again, because something that doesn't end just loops. Like when you play a CD, it loops. Even the infinity sign, it loops. Like a figure eight. A figure eight loops. It keeps spinning. So there ain't really no starting in. It just keeps spinning off alternate realities that repeats itself. You get what I'm saying? We have a way of thinking of things on Earth that aren't necessarily the way you would think in intergalactically. You get what I'm saying? What we deem as a beginning and an end doesn't really exist. Not by definition. And you see how he keeps saying so-called life, because he's trying to talk to him on the level that we understand. But he's still saying so-called life, like basically what we deem as life. Like we don't even understand what life is, what living is. That's crazy, isn't it? We're so far behind that we don't even understand what living really is.
So, like, just happened, right? This universe, yes,
life, as we call it, is an inevitable consequence. He just sat there and said that we were an accident. We spawned by accident. It was spontaneous. That's why I tell people maybe the truth is a lot easier than how hard we make it to get to the truth, because we don't believe things can be that simple, or we don't believe what may scare us or what we think we've been taught. But I think the answers are real simple if you can understand it, if you can actually pull in that type of what we deem to be education, smarts, intelligence. If you can really receive that type of thought pattern, really open yourself up, not just say you there, because trust me, I've been there and now I'm here. I truly understand on a different level. I am totally outside the box. Why you guys think every time I come on, you guys be like, damn, that nigga speaking truth? Because I'm truly looking down on what we call human. Not saying I'm better than anybody. I just think the way I think, I kind of went outside of that human thinking pattern, that type of construct. I'm more think on a astral level. I think with my energy instead of my brain. You understand what I'm saying? I feel that shit through the energy, because that's going to be way smarter, because the real literature is in the vibrations and the sounds. Y'all don't get it. Y'all don't get me. That's why it always seemed like I'm smarter than everybody. I'm not. I'm not at all. But when they say that shit's written on your heart, written on you, is you already got all the knowledge. Get in touch with your energy. Stop being worried about the automobile. Get in touch with the driving force of that automobile. We only think skin deep. We look out of our eyes because it's looking out of you know what I mean. Our energy's looking out of it, but we only go, you know, as far as our eyes can see. Like skin deep is even too far. So you got to get to a point where you got that astral thinking type of mindset. Like, I don't know if you guys ever heard of astral projection or anything, but if you haven't, get a book on astral projection and understand that shit. And when you see people meditating, that's basically what they're doing. They're getting in touch with their astral self. That's why you like, how can they sit there for all them hours just like that? That's because they're not there. They have literally left their body and are in an astral state. They can be, they could be interrupted and woken up and shit like that. But once they get deep, that's focus. That's real focus.
So are you telling me we're just random? Yes. This universe is indifferent to so-called life.
Y'all know what indifferent means. This universe is indifferent to so-called life. Meaning it wasn't good or bad to what is so-called life. I know he's just speaking in layman terms for him, but what we deem as so-called life, the universe is indifferent to it. It didn't matter if we came or not. That's why it's spontaneous. Because we weren't meant to be here, but it's no problem if we are here. So we'll come and go and die off and evolve into what we see right here. So in other words, our species will come to an end. Our energy forms will move on through evolution to form new species. Because that is truly what evolution comes from, is the energy. Energy transforms.
How so? Such as? So the universe doesn't care if we live or die. I don't believe that for a second. We're more than just random.
Why would the universe care if we live or die? The universe is thriving. If he say that we're here by accident, maybe what is being said is the human species came by accident. Why? Because maybe evolution is real. Maybe we actually evolved. Maybe we are the spawn of something that happened before. I'm not saying monkeys or nothing. I'm saying, like he said, everything can, will, and has already happened. Right? So what if we are the evolution of what was before, and they are the evolution of what came after us? What if the nuclear whole thing has happened before? Or however, what have you, whatever major disaster took everything out and made us evolve. But I wouldn't necessarily say it's monkeys, or monkeys would still be evolving today. If we evolved from monkeys, then monkeys wouldn't exist. Because it wouldn't be evolution of Tom and Grady the monkey. It'd be a whole fucking evolution of the species. Hold on, I'm gonna go back.
Such as? So the universe doesn't care if we live or die. I don't believe that for a second. We're more than just random.
Look, somebody said emotional earlier, and that's exactly what we dwell on is emotion. Like all this stuff that we think we feel, I don't think that's what the feeling is. I think that's what we've been taught the feeling is. So as human beings, we become emotional creatures. You know what works good with emotion? Fear. People that are emotional are some of the scariest people in the world, even if they're tough in certain fields, fighting or whatever. When it come down to it, they're some of the scariest people. Like check it out. He just told him again, as I said, you are not capable of accepting.
So, if we're just random, then there's no meaning to the universe.
Look what he say about meaning.
So if there's no meaning in the universe, then what's the point of living?
Look, see how you always stop him, like he has to correct. You can't just say anything. You have to be on point or he's going to answer to it.
You just contradicted yourself again.
Look, see, there is meaning, but meaning lives in the mind of the human. We put meaning to shit.
No. You can't live a full life. You can't live a life at all. Do you think that meaning is all made up?
Boom! Prank me motherfucking ass. That's too much intelligence. Our descendants, one thing I can say about them, if, you know what I mean, and I believe it is real, but if it ain't, hey, it is what it is. But if this is the descendant of us, hell, ugly motherfuckers is smart as fuck. You understand what I'm saying? Motherfucker even just told him, like, you know, like, come on, man. It's a, we operate under false belief and we give everything meaning. How you give meaning but operate under false belief? And I mean, he's not arguing. He's not doing none of that. He's doing nothing that human beings would necessarily do. Shit, I ain't even seen an alien movie that came out this good.
So, what is meaning?
Meaning is a thought.
You said we humans would
It's what you make it.
So, tell me, when does the nuclear war start? Run. Now.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Okay, so, now, when does the nuclear war start?
Just over a half a century from this point in time, which this was like, what, like, I think it was 1963, 1964 or something, during the Project Blue Book. Yeah, during Project Blue Book. I'm telling you, these motherfuckers ain't into this shit right now. They like, I'm gonna get the fuck up out of here and shit. But trust me when I tell you, motherfuckers will come for this shit. Watch. As soon as they get this little bullshit ass disclosure.
Okay.
By whom?
But 1963 or 64 to about now, maybe a little later, isn't that about a half a century? And this was before nuclear was real big. Now that's the talk going on right now. Is nuclear. We are at the threat of nuclear war, and we over this motherfucker beefing and doxing each other. Doxing don't give a fuck, man. Nobody give a fuck about nobody being doxed. It won't even matter once shit hits the fan. When shit hits the fan and radiation is spilling out and shit, you gonna hope somebody know your motherfucking name and information to save your black asses. Y'all better get your shit together, man. Get your priorities in order.
Really, boss? How?
Yeah, Virgo, I was into this a lot. That's why I get so hyped when I'm doing this. You know what I'm saying? I get to preaching this shit and showing my range when I'm into this, because this is what I'm truly into. All this shit, learning the truth to things. Look, is he talking about a Donald Trump or a Biden? Look, listen.
Now, Nolan, when does the nuclear war start? Okay. By whom? Really, boss? How?
Look, a human male will briefly rule this country because he said one human male will be the reason why nuclear holocaust kicks off. Talking about one man will briefly rule this country. I know Donald Trump briefly ruled this country. Not saying that he's speaking about Donald Trump, but we'll see how long Biden is there. Regardless, we all sit around here fighting over this shit, presidencies and shit like that. When, if we're not careful, they about to kill us all. Just by they greedy ass wars and shit like that.
Interesting. So does he do a lot of that? Oh, well, great. So just tell me his name and we'll go. Of course. All right, so just tell me what he does.
Wow, you hear that? Look, listen to that.
Of course.
Y'all not hearing me. Now, people can subscribe to religion. I don't. You know what I mean? I believe that's more of an instruction manual type of thing. Because if we go to the book and you think about the times of today, aren't we very much, like I said before, aren't we very much living in the times of Revelations, which Revelations is basically breaking down what this dude is talking about right now? Aren't we going through fear, famine, tribalism, all this shit? We're going through a pandemic right now. We're going through tribalism right now. Now, I wouldn't necessarily say something like a bean or something to seeing our every step and all that type of shit. I would just say that the reason why everything was already written is because it's already been done. It's already been done, and it hasn't been done at the same time. You get that? Because there's no such thing as it has been done or it hasn't been done if there's no beginning or end. If there's nothing, there is only existence. So, in order for anything to ever have been here, something had to already exist. I know it's hard to fathom, but only we subscribe to what a beginning and an end is. Because I'm still stuck over here like, but yeah, I understand even if it was just a speck, where was that speck at? How did it come? Where did it come from and expand to this big ass black matter? And because the way we understand beginning and end, something had to start something. And the only thing that makes sense besides Y'all saying God was just nowhere chilling and started making stuff. Who made God then? Who made that if there's a beginning? More so, the Big Bang Theory makes a lot more sense. If the Bible, you could compare a lot of things, the Big Bang Theory and the Bible, to each other. Like they're somewhat of the same story, just in a different form. You understand what I'm saying? Everybody subscribes to doing good or doing bad, and oh, that motherfucker with the devil. Oh, that motherfucker church goer, Bible thumper, shit like that. When I believe everything in this world, and not just religion, most things in this world takes our focus off of everything else. We're a species that only cares about being occupied. Even people that sit around and learn knowledge, consciousness, being aliens and all that type of shit, they never get nowhere with it. They never go that far with it or ever can get past a certain point because they can't allow themselves to think further than that because you live under a brain that only likes to be occupied. We're driving 4 cylinders, people. We don't even have the 8 cylinder. We don't have the Scat Pack, the Red Eye, the Hellcat, or nothing. We driving the Toyota Corolla. 4 cylinder. I mean, we save on gas, but we don't learn nothing fast. You feel me? And man, and big shout out, you know what I'm saying, to me, to everybody that's a part of the West, East, North, and South. But being that we are on the West Coast, we are in West Wing jurisdiction. So shout out to West Wing, you know what I'm saying, whoop whoop, all day. But back to what I was saying. We're driving 4 cylinders, Datsun 510s, 350Zs in our head. Because we don't allow ourselves to think outside of this planet. We give ourselves a mental block. Like they say, the smartest man in the world, they be having them in Guinness Books of World Records and shit like that. Well, if that's the smartest man in the world, then what is the fucking world to alternate universes, multiple galaxies, infinite space? What is being smart on Earth? What is Earth? Because he basically told us we're not necessarily anything. We're not even a percentage. We're a small little piece that spawned up spontaneous like a fungus. We mushrooms, y'all. We shrooms.
All right, so just tell me what he does.
Yeah, I get what you're saying right there, Queen. Shout out to my little sis, Queen Strong, in the building. But I get what you're saying, like how like we being here right now, and there's another dimension right up in here where other stuff is going on. That's basically how it works, as far as I think the dimensions. But I think dimensions, alternate realities, and parallel realities are all different things. I think it's all more so on the wordplay of what you get from each one. Like I believe dimensions are like right here. Like it's probably multiple dimensions and shit. Motherfuckers probably live in my house in the other dimension. We all living in the same house. You know what I'm saying? But then you got alternate realities where I believe that it's not necessarily like even built the same. I think it's just a whole nother place. But man, this shit fun right here, man. We diving the fuck in for the summer. You know what I'm saying? We diving in because this is something that I am very good at as far as doing content. I'm good at this shit. That's what I'm good at. But see, they shut us down for a minute. They was like, you know what I'm saying, when InfoWars and all them got popped doing all the conspiracy theory shit and all that about the government and shit, they pretty much shunned us all. They took down every fucking video I had that was anywhere near any conspiracy. Look, global nuclear war. What does that sound like? World fucking war. Global world fucking war 3. This war right here, people, is about to be our demise, and we can't stop it. There's nothing we can do about it. Y'all got to be ready. Y'all got to be ready, because one thing I've done a long time ago, and I made myself do this, I've already accepted my own death. So when it happens, I've already accepted that. I've already got through that bully. Death doesn't bully me anymore. I'm not afraid of it. You understand what I'm saying? If that's what it has to be. But I hate that, because we not supposed to be that species that sit here and die at no fucking 40, 50, 60 years old. Now, maybe from nuclear holocaust. Yeah. I can see that. The radiation, but it's not about to be like no Terminator shit. You about to have a big mushroom cloud, and all of a sudden everything, a big firestorm gonna come and gulp up the whole earth. It's not gonna be like that, but the radiation is. And before we even die off, what we're gonna do is start to evolve. But our bodies are gonna fight the new genetic genes that come from the evolving from the radiation. But the offspring that we're having during those times are the hybrid that starts, you know what I mean? And so on and so on, till the point where you got these little motherfuckers right here, because the radiation never stopped. So they learn to stop breathing out their nose, all that type of shit. Start learning what the truth is and shit like that. Learn that, hey, you don't have to breathe, right? Yeah, just go ahead and hold it. We good. You think that's air you're breathing? Like, come on. Everything has, for some reason, is able to sustain and take care of itself. There's something on Earth and other planets for any life form. It's almost like the plants, the food and shit like that. It's like it gives life to us, and in return, we keep respawning it. We keep copying it, bringing it back, making it more. But it seemed like wherever the food grow, whatever type of food grow there or shit, or whatever's the main food of people and animals, seemed like that's exactly where the animals happen to spawn up at, and the humans happen to spawn up. You know what I'm saying? So everything in this world has something that goes with it. I don't necessarily, like, people can say, oh man, that's because that's God. Yeah, you could say that. I could say that it's something way more special than that. I wouldn't necessarily say that like it's a God or nothing like that. I'm gonna just say that you know what I mean, what we would need to deem as the God would be the whole thing. The whole fucking universe. Because there's something way deeper going on than just religion and anything like that. And anybody that would discount it like that and be that simple about what they would think God is, you playing yourself. That's disrespectful, honestly, if there is a God. The little shit that you guys get taught here on earth about God, that's all? That's it? Oh, let there be light. Oh, thou shalt not do this, thou shalt not do that. I think it was totally different than the book of control they gave y'all. Let's talk about the dude. You hear that? He said the radiation will basically be the demise of our people, and you know what I mean, of what we know us as. He didn't say we'd all die from the radiation. He just said that they are the result of that combination. This is what happened and what we evolved to after nuclear warfare and radiation.
So how do we stop this?
Oh no, please do believe in God. Please do believe in God. Shit, most of the people in my family do. Shit. You know what I mean? We got religious stuff all around and stuff, but this is me as an individual. You know what I mean? I don't shun people for not believing. I don't shun people for what they believe in. That's what people got to get on. Yeah, in some instances we got to work together and think together. But if we're already together and we already are one and everything can and will be done, then you guys need to get out of that construct of thinking you got to think about others before you do things. Start living as an individual, and then you'll take care of others. You'll be there for others. Get you right. So yeah, I stopped subscribing to the religion stuff a long time ago. You know what I mean? But I don't have an issue with nobody that do believe. That's why I don't disrespect religion either, because I actually like having discussions about religion. I like debates about religion. Don't get it wrong. I study religion. You know what I mean? I study it for a different reason though, but that's neither here nor there.
So, if we stop this lunatic from blowing us up, we'll be fine, right? Wait, but you just said that if we stop him, we won't be destroyed.
Super low. So did y'all peep game? Did y'all peep game when they had that little light source or whatever they was doing to him, that torture tactic? You know what I'm saying? They threw that torture tactic on him and shit. Every time he wouldn't answer, and I do believe that he wasn't answering on some shit like, man, these fucking humans. You know, it's hard for him to understand us, just like dude wasn't understanding what he was saying. That's why I say you got to open it up on a higher fucking level to understand certain shit and understand where he's coming from. And obviously, dude didn't catch that. I probably wouldn't have caught it if you know what I mean? If, like, truth be told, a lot of shit that we do over here, a lot of even some of the fake ass conscious people and shit, they do end up getting some good information, good shit that make you think about shit. So you got to admit, some of y'all know a lot more shit because you've been on YouTube, been in these sectors, been listening to people talk. You know what I mean? So I do think most of the people on here could get it because they're open-minded people waiting to find out a direction. That's why they all running around wild like they are now. They waiting for a direction. You know what I mean? Not instructions. They waiting for a direction. Yeah. Yeah, they kept on torturing him. Your Bible prophecy is being fulfilled every day. Even hey, if that makes you a better person, I'm all for it. I support that. You know what I mean? But I don't do organized religion. That stuff is based off of cult tactics. Not saying that believing in your God is wrong. I just think the religion, as far as the whole church setup and all that, I'm not even gonna get into that. We gonna do that on another video. You know what I'm saying? What this idea with the whole alien get down lordship? Because I think, truth be told, when they do this whole little disclosure shit, I think everybody should get on this. I really do. You know what I'm saying? I think everybody should hop on this shit and fucking, because it's gonna be content. It's gonna be content, and most likely enough for everybody. But y'all get up out of that fucking beef and mind state, man, and grow some channels, get some real fucking content out there. You know what I'm saying? And I know you do, man. Come on, lordship, you gotta do this shit. Fuck beat you to it. You know what I mean? I just you great minds. Don't I tell you that all the time? Great minds think alike. So I know you'll have some fun with this type of shit, with this type of content, with the shit you like to do. Cause you do that type of shit just on the sector. So doing all that shit, you know what I mean, that you like to do, man, pulling in the aliens and shit, your ass will probably have UFOs flying through while you doing the show and shit. I'm like, man, come on. You know I'm checking that shit out. So yeah, don't stop on my account. Please do this shit. You know what I mean? And you already know I'm the type, nigga, I send you shit like, I think you should do this one. Because you would do it better. Behold the Pale Horse and Project Blue Book. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've read those. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate anybody think I did a good job tonight, man. There's, I was really into it. I was very excited to even do this show tonight. You know what I mean? I don't know, nigga was giddy like a little girl and shit. I was trying to get off work, like, man, I can't wait to get off and talk about this, because this shit, this is my interest right here. So, yeah, I appreciate you guys for tuning in and rocking out with your boy, man. And let me really do my thing and show you guys my range of my intelligence. Not just sitting here talking shit and correcting shit. I want you guys to see why I'm the way I am. What I really come from as far as educating myself. You know what I mean? No, I don't trust the Bible either, because men wrote it. Exactly. To me it's, that's a form of power. It drives fear. That's why I say that they'll put the truth out in plain sight. That's why they give you shit like Book of Eli and shit. And most of us was already thinking that before you seen the movie. Yeah, that's why I say if it helps you, believe it, man. If it make you a better person, believe in it, because the reason why religion was supposedly made was because man needed something to believe in the first place. So if that's something that makes you a better person, do not, sway just because everybody you may rock with or something like that. Don't go that route. You're grown. You're allowed to do what you want. Shit, Catholic, Muslim, and a Christian, and an atheist should all still be able to be best friends because they grew up together. You understand what I'm saying? I appreciate that, Patty. What's that? The Illusion? All same sources. Yep, government. Exactly. Pretty Dundra, what's happening? I appreciate that, man. I'm going to have to go back and listen to the show, see if it was good myself. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm the one doing it, so I'm not necessarily listening as much. So yeah, I would check it out and make sure everything is up to par. But I did enjoy the show. I did enjoy the show tonight, and it's crazy because I wanted to do it earlier, but it was a lot going on, you know what I mean? The family was grilling and all that shit, so I had to fall back for a minute. Family come first. I try to do this when I can get my time, but y'all see a lot more of me with this type, you know what I mean, if I'm doing this type of content. Now I know you guys will show up and you guys will participate and all that. We gonna get it cracking, because if I didn't have to work in the morning, and I'm off the next day, but if I didn't have to work in the morning, I was actually gonna do the show, then hold the panel afterward. You know what I'm saying? And I still may come home tomorrow, since I'll be off the next day, and then I'll just open up a panel talking about the show today, or and anything extraterrestrial, religious, or whatever, just on this type of topic, because politics and religion and all that go with this type of shit right here too. We can open up a whole slew of things with this type of shit. You can only go so far when we talking about beef or Nature Boy, and that Nature Boy shit is already played out. That's a fact. Shit, LaTanya Jones more exciting than him. And Laura shit will be like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we definitely gonna get it. I want to do it like that, where we do these shows. I do these shows, and then we open up the panel right after that, because excuse me, because when you do shit like this stuff is intriguing, and there's a lot of things you guys are putting in the comments, but that's not all you guys really wanted to say. You can only put so much in the comments. You get tired of typing and shit like that. But if you were able to talk, all of a sudden all type of shit comes up. All of a sudden, all type of stories that you may have, alien stories, shit like that, people that told you things you didn't seen. You know what I mean? But you can't always do that in the comment section. Comment section will limit your ass. You understand what I'm saying? Anyway, man, y'all know what's up with me, man. I'm glad you guys enjoyed the show, man. What up, Kimberly? Man, y'all already know, man. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to the Block Monsters and the faculty, of course. You guys know, Block Monsters is more of my newer squad and shit like that, newer wrench holders and shit. But there's a few people that are original faculty, like Eva is original faculty, and Patty Paradox, whether she know it or not. But I've always considered her original faculty. She's been coming to my channel forever. You know what I mean? But shout out to Virgo Forever, his lordship, Patty Paradox, the Illusion, Pretty Dundra. I said Patty Paradox, but I'll say it again. You know what I mean? Eva. Let's go up the list. I said his lordship, man. Shout out to my guy. You know what I mean? Patron Gold, shout out. Thanks for coming through. I hope you enjoyed the show. These YouTube streets is in the building. What's up, girl? Let's see. Do we got any other people? I don't give a fuck if it was one person in here. We was popping tonight. You know what I mean? Queen's Throne was in the building. And I enjoyed it outside of being angry or outside of fucking listening to any beef or drama and shit. I know there's a few people live. So if I was able to give the ones that don't really want to see none of that, you know what I mean, something to come watch for a second, well, then I did my goddamn job tonight. You feel me? But we gonna get into it because this put me back in my groove. Shout out to my little sis, Queen's Throne. You know what I'm saying? And Misunderstood, Virgo Forever. Oh, another thing to y'all, man. I'm not the type of dude that give a fuck where anybody go. You understand what I'm saying? Most people that be in my chat, you guys all, well, for the most part, most of the people that be in my chat don't fuck with each other, but they don't fight or nothing over here. When they done, motherfuckers might go back over here to that side. They go over to that side, all that. I got people that be in here that are actually moderators that are in chats and shit that I don't even fuck with. You know what I mean? But I have my own personal reasons for that. I can't always have anybody judge other people just because I decide I don't like that person. So you shouldn't be around that person because that person is like this. No, that motherfucker was like that to you, probably from something you did. You know what I'm saying? Thanks for the heads up, and I'm going to be vigilant and keep my eyes peeled to make sure I don't see something wrong. But there's a lot of motherfuckers on here that you motherfuckers deem to be bad people, and I've been rocking with them for years. They're not bad people. You guys just followed the person that you like when they said they didn't like them, but didn't pay attention to that person that you like when they was buddy with this person. So y'all just side up and hate following the other person. But then if they decide to be cool with them again, then it's all, hey sis, hey bro. None of that shit makes any sense. I'm just telling y'all. So I don't expect anybody with mindsets and shit like that to be over here because it's just over their head. Anyway, man, y'all know what it is with me. Once again, shout out to y'all. Shout out to the faculty and the Block Monsters, of course, man. And a lot of y'all been rocking with me for some years. So, man, thank y'all. I love y'all, man. Peace.
Two-step, slide like this.